Now, there is actually something I did want to kind of speak about. Now, that is, why do, like, I'm not saying this is going to be like the restorer of the corner or whatever, but like, it might lead us onto something. Why were things like Dogecoin created? Why were things like Shiba created? Why were like so many different of these shit coins even made?
To be honest, all of them...
Like, what's the point in them? Like, what is actually the point of Dogecoin? Like, what's the point of Shiba? Like, what's the point of like Safe Moon and all these kind of shit coins that got released? Because so many people, like, they invest into them after the hype and after the pump, and then they wonder why they've lost all their money because the pumps happened.
Alright, let's go. We're gonna... You started... you opened a can of worms now.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Elon Musk.
Okay.
Alright, so first and foremost, Elon Musk. So essentially, right, governments have puppets. Yeah, governments have different people that have different jobs.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to go into all of the different people. We'll talk about Elon Musk.
Yeah, okay.
Elon Musk's... We'll save the rest of that.
We'll say that for another time. But yeah, go on.
So when it comes to Elon Musk, his job essentially right now, or one of his jobs, one of his duties that he has is going to be controlling financial markets. So Dogecoin is the way he done that. So Dogecoin's been around for years, and Dogecoin essentially became like his playground for manipulating the market and making money and putting money in, taking out all of that kind of stuff.
So you reckon Elon Musk was promoting Dogecoin on a better of his behalf? So do you reckon he was like a massive shareholder in Dogecoin?
Damn straight.
Yeah, 100%.
He was literally market rigging in front of everyone. So market rigging is illegal. That's when you're rigging the market for your gain.
Yeah.
To obviously you're rigging the market for your own financial gain.
Yeah.
He was doing that in plain sight and getting away with it.
Yeah.
Like straight up getting away with it just because it was crypto.
He went on Saturday Night Live and he literally, I remember people were waiting because they announced that Elon Musk was going on Saturday Night Live, and it was around the time of the whole Dogecoin kind of hype, and he went on there and he didn't say anything about Dogecoin. Bro, when I tell you that shit went down, like it went down hard because he didn't say anything about it.
Exactly.
People were anticipating, oh, it's gonna like boom the market, it's gonna do like 1,000% in one night, all this kind of stuff. Bro, it tanked.
Because he wanted it to. Everything was calculated at that point. So you gotta think, he was at a point where he could put Bitcoin in his name or his DP or in his bio, and as soon as that happened, bang.
Yeah, go into that actually, because that might people might want to hear that actually.
Yeah, like I was on Instagram Live the day he literally did that.
Yeah.
And as I watched it happen, like literally, I was on Instagram Live talking about BTC, and next thing you know, Bitcoin just started pumping, and it jumped like 10,000. It jumped like a couple thousand, like 4,000 or 5,000 in the space of like 15 minutes.
What, dollars?
Yeah. Yeah. It jumped hard. I can't remember the exact amount, but it jumped hard. And you gotta think, all right, cool. For someone to be able to have that much influence, there must be a reason why. And he's not. If he knows he can do that, then he's obviously going to be putting crazy amounts of money. Then a couple months later, he put in, Bitcoin was Tesla was accepting Bitcoin payments.
Yeah, true.
A couple months later, it's not.
And at a time when, because obviously a lot of people don't know this, but Elon Musk actually created PayPal. PayPal is one of his, and he sold PayPal to put more money into things like SpaceX and the Boring Company. Like, I don't know if you just heard, but Elon Musk, like, they've actually passed a bill so that he can actually start building tunnels underground in LA.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Which is mental, because now, like, obviously, we don't live in LA, but I've heard from listening to like the Joe Rogan podcast and like him being on different podcasts of like Lex Friedman and all them kind of people, that the traffic in LA apparently is like ridiculous. Like, it is like, you think like driving through Newham on like a Friday evening is bad, bro. Like, you're sitting in standstill traffic. So the fact that he's actually going to be digging tunnels underground and people are going to be able to, it's just crazy. Like, you think it'd be flipped the other way around. You think, oh, we'd be inventing flying cars, when in actual fact we're just using what we've already got instead of just going under. Yeah. So I love Elon Musk, innit? Like, he's just like, he's interesting, and the stuff he's doing is mad, but some of the stuff is he was doing like illegal things in plain sight, and he was finding loopholes in it. Like, think about it like this: when Tesla started accepting Bitcoin payments, Bitcoin went up. Cool. Tesla, is an electric car company, which is good for the environment. Bitcoin mining is very bad for the environment. Very bad.
He knew that going in. That Bitcoin payment that acceptance that happened was purely to manipulate the market.
That's very contradictory as well.
withdrawing that because of environmental reasons was to dump it.
Yeah. Nah, it's true.
Do you get it?
It's very true.
But they knew all of that beforehand.
Yeah.
All of that was known beforehand. So all of that was market rigging in front of everybody's eyes.
But JP Morgan do that all the time.
I know, but they do it secretly. He was doing it in plain sight. Think about it, bro. If you rob a bank secretly compared to walking in broad daylight with your mask
Hi
on,
guys.
bro, with no mask on.
Here's a gun.
Yeah, here's a gun. Can
Literally.
you hand me the money?
Yeah.
He's not gonna like. That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
He was doing a bank robbery in daylight with his mask off. JP Morgan, all these investment banks, they'll do that stuff with offshore accounts with the mask on. So you can never know who it is, but we know who it is.
But you know why I think he's been allowed to do this? Because he is the real life Iron Man. Like, he generally is like the real life Iron Man.
The reason why he was allowed to do it is because he's a government puppet.
So we're claiming on the pod right now that Elon Musk is a government puppet.
That's straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of these different power figures have different jobs to play. Bill Gates does has a job to play. All of these different people have a role to play. Mark Zuckerberg has a role to play. All of these different people have roles to play. You think that Mark Zuckerberg owns, for example, the biggest, like Instagram is the biggest social media platform out there.
Yeah.
It influences everyone.
It's owned by Facebook, but yeah, Instagram is bigger than Facebook.
Exactly.
It's mad. Isn't it? It's crazy.
But it's like, cool, that platform is that big, and you think the government are not controlling
No,
it?
of course not.
Damn straight. So Mark Zuckerberg's a government puppet.
Yeah, I mean, we could really go down a rabbit hole right now. But also, just like during COVID, Elon Musk, like, bear in mind, he's like a very active person on social media. Like, he's very active on Twitter.
Yeah.
He jumps on quite a lot of people's podcasts and all that kind of stuff. He was very, very quiet throughout COVID.
Yeah.
Like, didn't really say anything about vaccinations, didn't really say anything too much about just topics in general. He was kind of just keeping himself to himself, which is kind of a bit crazy because, like, he is a very, very influential figure. Like, if Elon Musk, if Elon Musk was...
he quiet through COVID? I can't remember.
No, but as in, like, on vaccines and on, like, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So if Elon Musk was to tweet, off to get my vaccine today, bro, like, everyone will go get a fucking vaccine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I get what you're saying. He was quite quiet on the COVID itself. Like, he didn't really speak much on the topic of COVID, but like he made pretty much. He really doubled. He made think about what happened to Tesla's stock during COVID.
Well, he became the richest man with 330 billion or something.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
bro.
it's mental.
Bro, that's what he like. That's what they say, and he has. Imagine how much he actually.
Yeah,
has.
that's bro. Do you know what it is? Yeah. There's one person who actually like is like that as well. Drake. Like, if you go on the internet now and you search out, what's Drake's net worth, and they'll say something like 300, 400 million. Bro, the geezer is so clear.
Yeah, 100%. Bro, think about it like this. His house, all his cars, all the money he's made from music, and then all of the other things that he's in, and all of that funneling through different businesses and stuff. And don't get me wrong, he's obviously avoiding tax.
Yeah, 100%.
So think about all
but
of
in the right way. In the right way.
Yeah, of
course. Because there are different ways that you can avoid tax.
That's why I said avoiding tax, not evading tax. So tax evasion is illegal, tax avoiding is legal.
That's key.
So he's avoiding tax. So imagine how much money he's actually got, like, actually flowing around in all of his other assets, and the things that he might have in other people's names, like his parents' names or family's names or his wife's names or his kids' name. Or
definitely
whatever.
Got an LLC and a trust.
That's what I'm saying. That's all of those other things that you can keep completely under the radar, no one knows about.
What are the different types of way that you can avoid tax, not evade, avoid?
Avoiding tax is loads of different ways. That's the thing. In different countries, it's different because the laws are different. So you have to be really careful about that. There's no generic way of trying to avoid tax in any. Like, the simplest way is to open up a company, or open up like a limited company. Bring your money through, bring all the revenue through that company, and then obviously when you're buying things that are for your business, just keep putting them down as like business expenses, all of those different things. Like, put as much things as you can on your business expense. So for example, if you work from home, you can put like a proportion of your mortgage, your electricity bill, your water bill, all of these different things as business expenses, which would then obviously drop your tax for free. Like, you'd be paying for that shit anyway, but you're now using it to decrease your tax. And you're declaring it as an expense. Petrol costs for going to wherever, like, they can't prove where you went. You can say it's for business. You put all your petrol costs down.
That's like Hopey though. Hopey's a self-employed electrician, yeah.
Exactly.
And he always tells me about, like, he was telling me in April that he's going to be getting like a fat payoff because, like, all of his things when it comes to his car, so when he gets his petrol, when he goes out for food, like, even when we go out to eat together, and, like, obviously I don't get the receipt,
Yeah.
And he gets the receipt. I'm thinking like, why do you need a receipt? He was like, if I keep all my receipts and I show my accountant when I get my tax rebate, he's like, bro, I'm getting all that shit back. He's like, I'm getting a massive payoff just because I class it all as work expenses.
Yeah.
Just because he's self-employed.
That's it. That's all you gotta do. Really and truly, it's really simple. That's obviously the simplest way to do it. Then obviously you have like buying houses, putting your money into assets, stuff like that, which you can also, you know, nullify tax, or buying a jet and whatever. Once you scale up, the more money you have, the more tax you can avoid and the more things you can do as you're going up in the game.
So if somebody's listening to this right now and let's say they work, I don't know, let's say they work in JD.
Yeah.
Average wage in JD, if you work 5 days a week.
You can't avoid tax actually when because you're employed.
No, what I'm saying is, so like, if somebody was to work at JD, let's say they make like £1,500 a month.
Yeah.
What would their steps be? So like, what would their steps be to go about creating wealth?
Okay, so if I was working a job, what I do is the first step to creating wealth is to have a job.
Yep.
So first you need a source of income.
Yep.
From that source of income, now the next thing you need to do is call out, all right, so what I need to do is I don't want to work this job anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So now I need to find a way to replace this income.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool, let's open up a business. So firstly, let's start saving up for an investment into this business. So let's say, all right, cool, I'm going to save up 3K. And that's what my investment is going to be into some sort of side hustle, whatever that may be.
Yep.
It could be a clothing brand, it could be a drop shipping, it could be trading, it could be investing in crypto, it could be network marketing, it could be social media, it could be any of these different things. So now you'd use your job to now fund this side hustle.
Yep.
And I just, you know, you'd have your 9 to 5 and you have your 6 to 10. So obviously, let's say you're working 5 days a week and you're working 9 to 5,
Mm-hmm.
standard thing.
Yeah.
You're working like pretty much full time at that point. So you got a full time job. Cool. Now weekends is going to be fully for your business, and every hour after work, let's say 3 hours a week after work. So let's say you work 9 to 5, let's say 5 till 8 or 6 till 8, every single night you're putting into your business.
That's what I think though. Like, it's so easy to sit here and just say this because obviously we are doing it.
Yeah.
However, like, people don't really have that kind of like that mental toughness where they can literally say, because bro, like, working in retail, like I've worked in retail, innit? Like when I was 16, I worked at office. I worked there for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You probably imagine how that ended. I got the wrong shoe for somebody, yeah, it was a long day. Anyway, so like people work like long shifts in retail, and especially like during like Christmas periods and things like that, like you're on your feet all day. You come back from home, you're shattered.
Yeah.
Like you're absolutely shattered. Like this is where I feel like the mental toughness of it needs to come in, because if you get complacent, working a 9 to 5 job, that's all you'll ever work.
Yeah.
Like truly, that is all you'll ever work. And I feel like mindset and being around the right people is going to be very, very key for you to actually make that transition from working 9 to 5 to then to then starting a side hustle, allowing your side hustle to then fuel your lifestyle whilst your 9 to 5 fuels your business.
Yeah.
And then once it's making the same, if not more, then you leave your job. Because I feel like some people, like, they're too stuck up in their ways when it comes to like, oh, I can't get a job, like it's humiliating, like, or I don't feel like I need a job, or I can just like survive on bare minimum. But bro, like, the world that we live in these days, like the image that is given off to people is that we need money now, like 6, 7, 8 figures at such a young age. Like, it is messed up, that the amount of pressure that is on kids these days. But I feel like if you really want to achieve what you want to achieve, you have to make sure that as soon as you come back from your days of work, you're fitting in at least 2 to 3 hours when you've come home.
Mm-hmm.
But that is difficult. It is difficult.
I mean, it is difficult, but you got to think to yourself, see, the thing is, a salary is what they pay you to forget about your dreams.
Yeah.
So most people think that they're fine and they're happy and they're satisfied with a 9 to 5. Like, they think that they can't, they think that they're fine with it, but everyone has dreams.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, everyone would be happier with freedom, time freedom, financial freedom.
100%.
And most people, they say, oh, I've been working all my life, I go crazy without a job. No, you wouldn't. You're just so used to it. But trust me, when you get a taste of freedom and you're used to that, it's much better. You're going to live a longer life because your body's under less stress, like you're chilling, your sleep's going to be better, all of these different things. And the thing is, it comes that main issue. A salary is what they pay you to make you forget about your dreams. People start getting paid 2K a month. But let's say 18-year-old, he starts an apprenticeship, he's working a job, he's working 9 to 5, whatever, 5 days a week, and he's getting paid 2K a month at 18.
Yeah.
So you're getting paid 2K a month at 18. You're telling me you're not gonna you're gonna get.
Bear in mind, you probably never ever had money before.
Exactly, bro. You're coming out of college where you never had a job to then jumping into an apprenticeship where you're getting paid minimum 1,600 a month.
Yeah.
You're chilling, bro. That's covering everything, bro. If you're 18, you don't need more than that.
Yeah, you don't. Bro, that's a lot for an 18-year-old.
Exactly. So
that is a lot for an
you can
18-year-old.
afford a car, insurance, petrol. You can afford a car.
Let's not get it twisted, bro. If with the image that people want these days, most people are cool first car. If you're on that kind of money, you're getting an A class, you're getting a 1 Series, you're getting a this, you're getting
You
a
can
that.
afford a lease, bro.
Bro, easily. A classes are like £300 a month. But again, like I will always say, you should always invest into assets, not liabilities.
Exactly.
It's like
but
yeah.
they're gonna be able to afford those
Exactly.
liabilities, so they're not gonna give a shit. They're not gonna look at
But then that's down to your circle though.
the bigger, yeah,
Because I know, for example, if a guy's in college, and all his friends are footballers,
yeah,
or like his friends are rapper, or they see that some of their friends are very, very up. Because some young kids these days, bro, like some kids are very, very successful already, and they're like 17, 18, 19.
yeah,
Like they're gonna feel a certain type of way,
yeah.
and that's where I feel like society is failing young kids. Like it really is failing young kids.
Yeah.
But that just
In what
comes
way?
down to yourself. But just the image. Like I feel like everyone's just so insecure these days, and that's why a lot of I feel like there's so many issues from like peer to peer. For instance, like alright, cool. You might not subconsciously think this because you're quite different, and obviously like so am I. But like most guys will walk past another guy, and like they'll try and like alpha it up, or they'll try and like. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
like when you're walking past somebody, there's almost like that insecurity that I need to be this, I need to be that.
Yeah.
Or when somebody hurts your pride a little bit, or someone wants to say something to you where you don't quite like it. What? Like it's too jumpy. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's just the image that people have so much pride these days.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, that's a big thing.
People have pride when they really even shouldn't be having pride. Like, no, they need to be proud about really and truly. Like,
True.
Like this generation, especially of like people that are 18, 19, they have so much pride. Like you can't say nothing to them.
Trust me.
Like they feel like they're always right. Like the way they look at things is completely right. It's mad, and there's so much hate. There's so much pride. There's so much arrogance. It's crazy.
The pride is killing people because
Yeah.
they feel like people feel very entitled. You know.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Very entitled.
Yeah, 100%. The kids these days, they feel so entitled. I'm not saying this in terms of like I'm not a kid. Yeah, I'm 19, but I'm talking about like people that are 18, like 17, 16. They're very, very entitled. That they feel like they have to have these certain things, and they feel like if they don't have it, then what the hell? Like they're just entitled to have them, and it's like go out and get it yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
Like go out and work for it yourself.
And it leads back to what I was saying about when you come back from work, for instance, and you have to work on your dream. Like it's not just gonna happen like this.
Yeah.
Like you can't just. Like, I know it sounds mad, but you can't just watch a couple of inspirational reels on Instagram and then think, "Oh, today's my day. I'm gonna go change it," without actually putting any action in.
See, the thing is, as sad as it sounds, this sign I'm just living by now. Is there's a reason why there's a top 1%.
Yeah, 100. Oh, I say this on every PBR I'm on.
Yeah.
Every single there's a reason why there's a top 1%.
Like I look at like 99% of the people that come into my business, and I know that there's only a 1% chance that they're actually gonna make it.
Yeah.
Because I know, like I've seen people come in, go, like bro, there's a picture on my Instagram of a group of people, like 20, 30 of us.
I saw that.
And like what? How many's left? Like 2.
It's you,
It's
you and Enku.
That's it. So it just goes to show all of those people at one point they thought they're gonna make it, but where are they now? And it's not a matter of you're not in my business, that's why I think you're not gonna do well. What are they doing? They're not doing nothing. They're not doing nothing outside of this. They quit. They didn't leave. They quit, and they're not doing anything. The reason why they quit and not left is because they're not doing anything else. If they left, then they'd leave to do something else. They quit because they've quit and they're not carried on doing anything.
Do you know what I think is important as well? Leading back to what you're saying 100%, but leading back to the pride aspect. A lot of people, they're scared to go broke.
Yeah.
Like, they're scared to go broke. And it might sound a bit like, if you're listening to this right now and you're thinking, you're promoting people to be broke. No, I'm not promoting no one to be broke. I'm promoting being comfortable, being broke, in order for you to feed your dreams.
Yeah.
If you need to go broke for 6 months to a year, but you're still building and laying down the bricks and the foundations to then in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 10th year, you blow, then it was worth it, no?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I've been there. I've been in this business and I've been broke. And it's not fun, but you just got to do it. You just got to grind through it. And really and truly, too many people will be they'd go broke for their family, but they won't go broke for themselves.
Explain, elaborate on that.
Like, for example, if I said, would you, like, give everything away to save your mom's life?
Yeah, facts.
Alright, cool. You give everything away for your family, right?
Yeah.
Cool. But you, like, most people won't give away everything for themselves. And that's when it comes to the business. When they're investing in themselves, they won't go broke for their business. They won't go broke for that future wealth. They won't sacrifice it all.
Because they're only seeing, all right, cool, what's my immediate loss?
Exactly.
All right, cool.
Exactly.
What's my immediate loss?
When people are trying to get started in our business, right, think about it like this. What's the first thing they think of?
Sign off your monthly fee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But in the grand scheme of things, we know how much I'm talking about I'm not talking about extravagant numbers of growth or whatever. When it just comes to crypto investments, I'm talking about the simple numbers. Remember, like when I signed up the most recent person, and I was talking to them about how much you're predicted to make.
Yeah.
And it's like, cool, if you invest this, you're going to be looking at this. Compared to how much you're paying monthly, they're talking about that monthly fee too much.
Perfect example of you, when you said that to me about your time that you were here for that trade.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
No income claims, but bro, like, you're looking at like 10 times the amount of your original investment.
Exactly.
Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And that was from 2 years.
Yeah.
About a year and a half.
Yeah.
And in one afternoon, that was completely eradicated. It was gone.
Exactly.
So people just need to start seeing the longer game and the bigger picture when it comes to investing in themselves, because I feel like after the first week, people just like, they start losing motivation.
People, they're not visionaries, and the reason is, and it's weird though, because they've the way the society's been built up, it's been like built in, and it's the same thing with uni. There is zero immediate loss. Why?
You take out a loan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no loss, so people go.
Yeah, it's fact.
So they've completely eradicated
it's so
that
true.
through society.
Yeah.
So they've made it so you go to school, it's free, or you pay your parents pay tax or whatever. But for the one person going to school, they don't pay nothing.
Yep.
The kid don't pay nothing.
Yep.
Primary school, nothing. Secondary school, nothing. College, nothing.
Yep.
Cool. You go to school completely free. Your
Yep.
parents pay the taxes.
Yep.
Unless you're on benefits, and then cool, that's a different ballgame. But I'm talking about, generally speaking, the kid doesn't pay anything.
Exactly.
You pay for your lunch money in college, cool, whatever. Other than that, your parents give that. My parents gave my lunch money. So all of that is free, no immediate loss. You go to uni, no immediate loss. You get a job, there's no immediate loss. Then you start paying back that loan as an expense. Do you get it? So through society, people have been built as no immediate loss. There's no investing. There's zero investment. There's zero investment, but they try and do everything for free. Why would they try and do everything for free? Because their whole life everything's been free. They never had to pay for school, so why would they need to pay for this education? Do you get it? To educate themselves on becoming wealthy? Why would they pay for that? Their whole school life was free. There was zero immediate loss.
This is what I'm saying as well. I say this to so many people as well. Think about it. When you're in like from year 7 to 8. Oh no, sorry, year 7 to 10. You do the foundation subjects, right? And then when you get to GCSE, you choose what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. For instance, people that just chose economics or business studies, so that they had to choose to actually learn about that. That should be a fundamental subject in school.
Yeah.
Maths, English, science, finance.
Yeah.
That is how it should be laid. I think those are the fundamentals that should be made.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Not English, maths. I think, right, in my personal opinion, when it comes to the fundamentals of what education should be for young people, you should have English, obviously, to be able to fucking like speak and read and all that kind of stuff, and like grammatically be correct, all that kind of stuff. I think business is one, so basically how to start up your own business, how to like have a sustainable business, how to make money, how to do your taxes, how to pay the bank and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I feel like what do you like the word? Personal relations, there should be like a relationships and communications class, because so many people, they'll leave school and they'll just be a walking, talking book. They're not people. Like they're robots. Yeah, I know some people that are literally just robots. Like they would never be able to communicate. If I was, because I'm I'm not shy in it. Like I'll go around, I'll talk to anybody, but like, they wouldn't be able to hold a conversation. They wouldn't be able to hold eye contact. They wouldn't go to a job interview. They wouldn't know how to shake your hand properly. Yeah, because we aren't taught these kind of things. Yeah. We're taught how to revise for a test.
Sit the test.
Call
it a day.
And sometimes some of the things on the test won't even be the things that you were taught.
Exactly.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's the education system's an absolute joke, but
yeah, it is.
It's
school failed me 100%.
Yeah, I mean, school had its benefits in terms of certain things like learning analytical skills, learning certain skill sets.
Yeah, like problem solving, 100%.
Yeah, problem solving, like becoming like smarter. Yes, but obviously school can do that through other ways. But a lot of the stuff you learn in school is useless, apart from those few skills. But other than that, the communication skills, anything to do with business, anything to do with actual life, school don't teach you.
100%.
School doesn't teach you anything to do with life.
Like there should be an adversity class.
Yeah, literally.
There should be an adversity
School don't
class.
teach you how to deal with issues. School don't teach you how to deal with problems. School doesn't teach you how to deal with stress or mental health or anything that's actually useful in life. You go when people jump out of uni, they're complete like they're just.
Schools teach you how
they're
to
just sacks of meat.
They teach you how to be snitches. You know what happens when you have a problem in school? What do?
You go to the teacher.
You tell a teacher.
Yeah.
You don't actually handle the dispute between the person that you got beef with.
Exactly.
You don't.
There's zero communication.
Zero.
You don't have to communicate.
Exactly.
All you do is fight. There's zero communication. That's why people, they come out of uni and they ain't got no skills. Like they actually ain't got any.
Skill sets will pay you more than a degree ever will.
Exactly.
I said this on the introductory.
Why do you think now, because the whole world's decided to go entrepreneurial, but they don't understand what entrepreneurial means, they're going in to become entrepreneurs, and they're just
being an entrepreneur is a personality type, I believe. You either are or you're not. You can't fake being an entrepreneur. You've got to have that savviness about you.
Yeah.
You've got to be like, I'll say it, I'll be real. You have to be manipulative.
Yeah.
You have to be able to change that person's mind to think what you're thinking.
It's communication.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to be able to persuade, communicate.
100%.
You got to be able to get your idea across. I wouldn't necessarily say manipulative.
I think it is to a certain extent. Because if you're, right, cool, let's say we're having a debate,
Yeah.
So I'm selling a product to you, or I'm trying to basically get you to agree with me, and you're adamant that your point of view is greater or it makes more sense than mine.
Yeah.
If I am able to manipulate you to agree with me...
The word manipulate is a negative word. Persuade.
True.
Yeah. Because manipulate is like, you're manipulating me. Like, see, this is why we need Jimmy. But, like, the definition of manipulation is see, English ain't my strong suit. But anyways, the definition of manipulation is negative in terms of, like, you're trying to change their mind in a negative way. Like, if you manipulate a person, you're manipulating them, innit? If you persuade them, like, if I persuade you to now follow my point of view, do you know what I'm saying?
You understand what I'm saying, though.
I know, but the thing is, they might not.
Yeah, no, true. 100%.
The
100%.
people.
The people, then. Yeah, 100%.
You don't want to have some guy saying, what? Entrepreneurship is about manipulation? This is what this Harvey guy's on. Primal Marine Secrets to Life. Just manipulate everyone you see. Just completely manipulate everyone. That's it. That's the secret to business, guys. Just manipulate everyone.
It's not what I'm like. It's just...
To be honest, the only reason this podcast happened is because he manipulated me to do it. I didn't want to do it. I'm here against my will. I'm here against my will. I mean, there's literally a gun behind me right now. Straight up manipulation.
Alright, just do it. Just do it. For the people that are listening on Spotify, they think, what the fuck is going on right now?
Trust, it's just mad.
Going back to obviously what I was saying, because I feel like we went mad off track.
Yeah.
Because we were speaking about...
Actually, let's go back to uni when I was talking about...
No, I'm talking about way before that. I'm talking about if you're working at JD.
Oh, that one.
Because we went...
Cool, yeah. You know what? When it comes to the JD situation, there's no point even talking about the JD situation.
What do you mean?
Your life right now, you're doing it.
To be fair.
You're literally doing it. You're the perfect example. There's no point talking about a hypothetical situation when you can talk about it now.
To be fair.
How do you manage?
Alright, cool. So for those of you that don't know, so I currently do 2 to 3 days a week doing like van deliveries and that, just to basically bring some extra income for my family, as well as doing what I do as well. And I feel like 2 to 3 days a week is very manageable. Like I do it on a Sunday, a Monday and a Tuesday. It's literally only like 5 or 6 hours. Money's decent, and then it still allows me to run my business as well as doing all my other things as well. So it fits in pretty perfectly with my life, as well as my training and all that kind of stuff. So it's difficult because obviously, I'm not saying in an arrogant way, but I'm personally developed in a way where I know I have to sacrifice. I've got that kind of mentality, and that's why I feel like a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And you can call me arrogant, whatever, but that's what makes me as good as I am. Yeah. Because I've got that mental ability to go, alright, cool, switch. It's game time now. Like, I need to focus. Because, like, yeah, I can be sweet, I can be cool, I can chilling, whatever. But, like, when it's time to seriously sit down and get to work, like, I'm a completely different person. Yeah. Like, it's like when you're in the gym. You know, when you're in the gym and when we're on our way up the escalator or we're doing whatever, and then we're chilling, and I'm like, alright, cool, let's get to work. Yeah. Like, you got to be able to have that switch. And I think that comes from playing sports, though. Yeah. Like, in the changing rooms beforehand, the banter, all that kind of stuff, and then bang, on the pitch, game time. That's it. Yeah, it's focus. Exactly. It's having that focus and that discipline. On and off. You've got to have discipline. Yeah. Because how I manage it is, I feel like, it's just your organisation. Because if I didn't have a morning schedule, like I was even on the phone to my boy Femi like 2 weeks ago, and we were basically speaking about, like, he asked me the question. He was like, Harvey, like, how do you stay so organized? Like, you look like you literally have everything like set out perfectly. I'm like, well, because I do.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, what do you mean? All right, cool. So I wake up at this time. As soon as I wake up, I go to the gym. As soon as I come back, I have my nutritious meal that sets me up for the rest of the day. And the night before, I've already meal prepped my food, so I don't really have to do too much. The salmon and the rice, the chicken and the sweet potato, it's already cooked. It's already done.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just the morning sets you up for the day. I don't think people realise that. Waking up at 10, 11 o'clock, it's not the one. It's not the one. That's not even a draw out to know. It's just not the one.
Yeah.
There's a reason why, like, successful people wake up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
You have an edge over people. Like,
100%, you're working while they're sleeping.
Exactly. And like, people might say, oh yeah, but you can say that on the reverse. Alright, cool, let's say if you wake up early, that means you must have gone to bed early, to make sure you get enough sleep.
Not productive.
No, bro, I'm telling you now, my operating hours are from 6 a.m. till 12 p.m.
Yeah.
That is my operating hours. I have 6 hours sleep. Again, that is because trial and error. I've been doing this for a while now.
Yeah.
Like, waking up ridiculously early to go. Bro, I used to work for Krispy Kremes from 3 a.m. till 12 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Like, I'm used to it. My body can handle stress.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like anybody that's listening to this that is young, anywhere between the ages of like, or all up until like 30, you're young. Like, your body can handle stress. It's just if you want to.
100%.
Like, you've got to be able to put yourself in uncomfortable situations as many times as possible throughout the day.
Yeah.
Like, unquote unquote, callousing your mind. Like, David Goggins says it all the time. Like, he's constantly figuring out new ways to callous his mind. It is that mental toughness. Like, personal development has a long way to go with me, especially. Like, I'm still trying to develop myself every single day. But trust me, the personal development side is the most important part. And without that, I guarantee you my mentality would be so far away from what it already is.
Yeah, 100%. That's the... I feel like that's the main thing that all of these people that are trying to go entrepreneur, that are trying to make that lifestyle for themselves, they're not doing that. They're not doing any personal development, and that's the main thing. Like, your question of the the struggle between trying to do that or trying to have the 9 to 5 and then having the grind hours after, making that consistent. It's the personal development behind that. That's that driving factor. The road to consistency, the road to the mindset, the road to the vision, having that long-term vision. It's all PD. All of that comes down to PD. If you're not doing any PD, you're not going to have the vision. You're not going to have the mindset. And because of those two factors, you're not going to have the consistency. And if you don't have the consistency, then you're just going to be stuck at your 9 to 5. Do you get how it's a loop? It's all looping back to personal development.
Just to add to that though, let's be real. This podcast wouldn't exist right now if you never met me, I never met you.
Exactly.
So I feel like it's very important to have somebody very close to you that is always going to keep you accountable. Yeah. So for instance, the amount of adversity that you have faced in the last 4 to 5 months, I've been there to literally take you out and make sure that everything is still staying at 100%, like full throttle. 100%. Like, I literally, like, it might sound bad, like people might say, oh, no days off mentality is very toxic, you need your time. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that personally. I feel like if you can continue to push through, eventually your mind will start to like toughen, where it will benefit you more later in life. If something negative hits you, and you just completely just drop the whole load on the floor, it's like carrying like a stack of 100 plates.
Yeah.
When your arms start shaking, do you drop the plates? No. You carry the plates until you put them down on the surface. You could use it as the same in life. You might be having struggles, you might be having adversity weighing you down, you might be having different things that are getting in your way, but you don't just drop everything because you feel like shit.
Yeah.
You have to carry the plates until, like the storm, for example, that's another amazing. I should have just used that because that's literally the one we speak about all the time. I'm not going to get into it now, but my point is, just because you're going through shit and just because you're going through adversity doesn't mean that you should stop everything.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing.
One thing I've learned from going through adversity is the main thing you got to is the storm is the perfect example. Like, for example, everyone, I'm painting you a picture. We're going on a drive and you can't stop until I say that you can stop, so you just got to keep driving. So if we're driving, it's raining, it starts raining, and you ask me, should we pull over? I'm just like, no, keep driving. And if it starts getting heavier, it starts thunderstorming. People are starting to pull over, just keep driving. It keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and we just keep driving. We might have to slow down, but we keep driving. Eventually, we're going to be out of the storm. And at that point, we pull over, we get out, we look back, and we can see all of the people behind us that are still in their storm. They're still in the storm, they're still in the rain, they pulled over though. But they're still there. And it's the same thing with adversity, because when it comes to, adversity, and my personal experience with it over the past couple months is, when you stop, you don't get through.
Yeah, you don't.
And it is true. It's the same thing as a storm. If you stop, you won't get through, because you stand still. You still feel like shit. You still don't feel good, and you don't move forward. The only way to move out of it is to keep going. Mm-hmm. The only reason I started feeling better is when I carried on grinding, when I carried on getting back into the swing of things, and eventually it just wears off. You find the motivation again. Your body gets past it. Your brain gets past it, and you start focusing on what's really important. Because really and truly, all you need is time. The only thing that you need to overcome it, and your brain needs to overcome it, is time, not rest. Time. Physical. Your body in the physical, not your brain. Your body needs rest to recover from things. Like if you go to the gym, you need rest to recover. 100%. You can't keep going to the gym. You won't recover. Yep. So when it comes to the physical side of it, you need time. You need actual physical stop.
Yeah.
Okay. But when it comes to the mental side, you need to slow down. Carry on.
The key is not to never completely stop. You can't stop.
If it's raining and you're driving, you need to slow down. You can't keep going.
It's easier to get out of the storm than waiting for the storm to pass, because you don't know how long the storm's gonna last for. Exactly.
You just gotta keep pushing through that, because your brain doesn't need a stop. Sometimes if you're overworking, you may need rest, because your brain needs time. But when it comes to adversity, people mix it up. Your brain doesn't need rest when it's not being overworked. Your brain's had a problem.
Say that again.
People get it mixed up. It's true. Your brain doesn't need a rest because it hasn't been overworked. It's a problem.
Yeah.
It needs to keep going to
solutions.
Work. Exactly. It needs to work past it.
Exactly.
You need to get past the issue. You're not mentally fatigued to the point where, alright, you've been grinding for a whole 3 months now, every single day, and you need rest. You take a holiday then.
Yeah.
Because your brain has been overworked. You're tired. You need your body, your mind, it needs rest.
But by the time you've done that lift, right? So for instance, in our business, we refer to it as a 90-day sprint.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the end, if you've actually done that 90-day sprint the way you're supposed to, at the end of the 90 days, you can work smart. Yeah. Like Zayn Khan speaks about it as well. Like he was just like 90 days, or I think like halfway through it's not halfway through. I think it was something. Anyway, it's like a third of the 90 days through is at the end of January, obviously, because January, February, March is at the end of the third of the 90 way. I can't even speak. A third of the way through the 90 days, it will be soon time to work smart, or something like that. Because you can start to like ease off, but the key is to never stop.
That's it.
I just fucked that up so bad. I'm sorry, guys. I fucked that up, but it is what it is, man. But you guys get the picture.
Yeah, 100%. And it's simple, really. But people have been, I feel like they've just been engineered to stop when they have problems through society, through culture. It's just like you have issues, just
the estrogen water.
Yeah, 100%. Like you have a problem, you just stop.
Yeah.
And you stop moving.
Your body is so capable. Like your body is physically so much more capable than what you think. Like if anybody's ever been,
think about it like this. I got a really good example.
Go on.
If I spill water on this wood right now, I don't try it. What's gonna happen?
It's just gonna stay on the surface.
Cool. And it's gonna get absorbed into the wood, right?
Yeah.
And then what's gonna happen to that wood when it gets wet and it soaks up? It's gonna go moldy, right? Cool. And then once that wood gets moldy, let's say a patch here gets moldy, what's gonna happen? It's gonna spread. Yeah, because mold spreads.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my whole floor's. I'm gonna walk through. The floor's gonna collapse. If we put weight on it, it's gonna fall through.
Yeah.
Cool. What's gonna then happen to the house?
The infrastructure's gonna go.
Exactly. And the house is gonna break down.
Exactly.
Cool. If that same water falls and I just start wiping it with my hand, start spreading out, what's gonna happen?
It's gonna go in it.
Same thing with the same thing. It's the same principle.
Yeah.
You stop, and when a problem happens, your brain's just gonna start molding.
Your phone's going off like crazy.
Yeah. If you just stop, your brain's gonna keep molding.
Yeah.
Molding. It's gonna spread to your body. It's gonna start making you feel depressed. It's gonna give you all of these different problems. You keep moving. You keep spreading that water, and it goes.
Cool. Well, I feel like a lot of people will be able to relate to this, but it's just action, people. Like, generally, like, it is just action, because you can hear this now and feel motivated, or you could, like, I hope you feel motivated, but it's like, the perspective might be now there, but until you actually, like, take, like, aggressive action towards your goals, like, I speak about it a lot, like, there's the difference between taking action and taking aggressive action. Like, I'm not talking about going out there and being a dickhead to everybody. I'm talking about, like, seriously pushing, like, complete tunnel vision. Complete tunnel vision. And that's what I think people are most scared of, is that separation. But in order from everyone.
Yeah.
Because, again, they're so pressured by society to go out all the time, to spend money on drip, to spend money on this, on girls, on boys, or whatever, on cars, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they're scared of that judgment from their peers. If they actually want to level up and actually want to better themselves, it's going to take some isolation. Like, Justin Owens, again, I'll bring him up again, but he speaks about all the, like, in Raising the Bar. He said, in order to see elevation and acceleration, we're going to need some isolation.
Yeah, 100%.
Or separation.
Look, think about it like this. Over the past month, that's what I've been doing. I've been isolating myself.
Yeah.
I've been isolating myself within my own little bubble.
Yeah.
And I've been really getting focused on that elevation.
On what's important, yeah.
Exactly. That's what we've both been doing. Think about it, bro. We've both been isolating. We've been self-isolating, bro. COVID taught us that.
Yeah.
Self-isolate. And we're just focusing on what's ahead.
Self-isolate until the shit's out your system.
Exactly.
Come on,
What do you know about COVID-19? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, I got it 3 times, you know.
You did?
I got that shit 3 times.
I've only ever had it. I don't even know if I've had it.
I've
never taken a COVID test.
3 times.
Never had a COVID test.
Never had a COVID test?
I've never taken a test. I don't know how to take a test. Honestly, I've never taken it.
Well, even like the little PCR ones?
Never taken it.
Yeah, they're shit, to be fair.
I don't take it. What's the point?
Bro. It detects cold. Like, it doesn't just detect COVID. They're awful.
Think about it like this. Your computer stops working, yeah? Are you gonna now take... let's say your car's broken. No. Your car's got an issue. Yeah? You don't know what the issue is.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you get COVID, you don't know if you have COVID, you want to check.
Yeah.
If I now tell you, take this test for your car, and after you answer these questions, it's going to tell you whether you have engine failure, gearbox failure, diff failure, or you have low tire pressure.
Yeah.
Is that test of any use to you? Please, is it?
Nah.
Okay, cool. Why am I going to take a COVID test if it doesn't know if I'm having COVID, a flu, or a cold? And based on this answer, I have to isolate for 14 days.
Yeah.
But I could just have a cold. Why would I take that test?
Yeah.
It's just stupid, bro.
Yeah.
It don't make sense.
What's your? This is quite controversial, but I feel like it needs to be controversial to be big these days. I'll be real. Obviously, we're not at a point yet where we can get cancelled, so I feel like we might as well fucking do it now while we can, innit?
Let's get out
there. Yeah. What's your whole thing on a vaccine?
The vaccine is complete. Like, look, let's be honest. So vaccines have been coming up for a long time, and this one is a bit mad because they just dropped it like this.
Yeah.
Now the companies that have
There's like 4 though. There's like 4 different vaccines.
Yeah, it's a madness. But when it comes to like the companies that have made this vaccine, Pfizer, for example, is one of them.
Yeah.
They've been given one of the biggest fines in history. Google it. Or just Google what was one of the biggest fines given out in history, and it will come up as Pfizer.
Go on, what was it for?
They did some dumbness. I can't remember exactly what, so I'm not going to say it because I don't want people to quote me on it. But either way, they received one of the biggest fines ever in history.
Mm-hmm.
So now think about this. Would you invest your money with a company that had been given one of the biggest fines in history for doing something illegal? No. People are taking a vaccine from those people though. You're putting it into your body. So 1 is dodgy. 2, it got released with minimal testing. And 3 is bro, they released the vaccine.
We were in a pandemic, bro.
They released the vaccine, and that vaccine was spreading COVID after they said that. Do you think they didn't know that? Do you think they're that thick? They obviously knew that. So you're telling me people that were vaccinated were spreading COVID more than COVID was being spread?
Yeah, that's mental.
They did that on purpose. They used human beings to spread the flipping virus that they introduced into the society.
I was speaking to...
Don't get me wrong. COVID is real. COVID-19 as a virus is real. It's a real virus and it does kill people.
Yeah.
It was man-made. They put it into the society. Yeah. They put it in there. However, if you're like young, you're chilling. Hence why I haven't taken a COVID test, because I know if I get it, I don't have any breathing difficulty.
Yeah, but bro, I've been saying this as well. But there have been young fit people with no underlying health issues that have died. But
Most
whether
of them
it
died
was
from the vaccine though, because of the blood clotting.
yes, and this is what.
Footballers.
Oh my god, thank you, bro. Christian Eriksen,
Yeah.
who collapsed live
Yeah.
on the pitch in the Euros,
Yeah.
had the bro. This came out.
Yeah.
Like, you probably won't find it because they've probably been censoring it. They've probably been taking it down. Christian Eriksen got the vaccine a week before he collapsed.
Yeah. It's not a coincidence. That's the thing as well. People think about coincidences too much.
There's no
Everything's a
such thing.
coincidence,
There's
bro.
no such thing as
Bro,
coincidences. I do not
the
believe.
biggest
I
one
don't
is,
believe.
how
in
are you telling me the
coincidences.
Twin Towers got blown up on Simpsons and happened in real life? You think that's a coincidence?
I actually don't.
How can that be a coincidence, bro?
I don't understand how people can.
How
actually
can that
believe
be a
in coincidence.
coincidence, bro?
Alright, get very close to the mic.
Coincidence? I'm getting close to you, bro.
It's just got this way like this.
Like, this is a joke. Like, bro,
Yeah.
Christian Eriksen, passing out on the field after the vaccine is not a coincidence. A coincidence. There's no. I mean, the reason it happened because of the vaccine.
I know
That's
footballers
crazy.
are like, if you actually check the stats, like anybody that watches football or loves football or knows football properly, you'll know that in today's day and age, like the game of football, players are running a lot more than what they previously did.
Yeah.
Players are a lot fitter, as in like the amount of ground they cover a game is astronomical. Just wait, hold on. Like, the ground they cover is a joke. So yeah, their heart's under more pressure. But bro, in the last year, since the vaccine has come out, do you know how many people and footballers have had heart issues, heart attacks, cardiac arrest, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Since COVID has begun.
Yeah.
Do you not think it's a little bit?
It's bro.
And the ones that haven't
Been vaccinated.
have been calm.
Yeah. Bro, it's mad.
It's crazy.
You know the death rate hasn't changed.
What do you mean?
The death rate hasn't changed. If you look at the official stats, the death rate hasn't changed. It's just been COVID replaced other things. Like heart disease is down, cancer's down, X, Y, and Z diseases are down. Things that people were dying for before are down. It's just been replaced by COVID. The amount of actual people that have died has not changed. The population ain't changed like that. It's just still normal. And I forgot what I was gonna say before, but yeah, like bro, back to what you're saying about footballers being a lot more fit, bro. I forgot who it was. It was a footballer. I think it might have been Thierry Henry. It was this guy who used to play for Everton, and he was saying before a game, like years ago, like 10 years ago, he went. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I was watching.
Where's he from? What country?
He's trying to use British. He's UK.
Oh.
He's an English guy. But yeah, basically he said before a flipping Premier League football match, against, I think it was Tottenham.
Yeah.
He had a kebab from the chipper. He had a kebab, a doner kebab, 3 hours before a football match.
Yeah.
And then he was talking to Foden, and Foden said, "Yeah, I have a chef."
Yeah. Bro,
It's a whole different ballgame now.
They have chefs.
You got
at their
Phil
house
Foden as a
waiting for them.
professional chef cooking all these meals. 10 years ago, bro, they were munching kebabs at the chippy.
Bro, you
3 hours
don't
before a
even
game.
want to know what I was taking before a game in Poland, G.
Oh, the soup.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's absolutely mad.
Yeah, let's not talk about that on the podcast right now. But yeah, just claim, guys, I am natural. Like, my gains are natural, all this kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just in Poland they have a bit of a funny way of recovering. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And
Make it Polish football is an absolute joke. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's a joke. It is a joke. But nah. I feel like this podcast has kind of gone in like 39 different directions.
It's gone in a million different directions.
It's gone in a million different. But this is why it's called To Be Fair.
Yeah.
Because
there's no
nothing,
specific kind
bro.
of area we're talking about.
Spoken about crypto.
We're just here to talk, innit? We're just here to have a conversation.
We're just here to have a little chat. And I feel like it's topics that people, because when I was at the Hills today, I was even speaking to Jams, and he was saying like, the podcast market is becoming more saturated, obviously, because more people are doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not becoming saturated for good content. Meaning, there are too many people talking about the same stuff.
Yeah. We're different.
We don't.
100%, bro. I was looking at podcasts the other day. I was looking at all of these different podcasts. You got podcasts that have had big TikTokers on them, but only the videos with that TikToker on it has
Would
more
blow.
views.
Yeah, facts.
And of the rest of them, I've got less than 100 views.
Yep.
I was looking at this podcast before. It's called literally yesterday. All of their videos have got sub 100 views.
Yeah.
One of them, they had a TikToker on it. It had 1.8k. Other than that, nothing else.
Damn.
Because the rest of their podcast is dead. I jumped off it within 2-3 minutes. It was boring.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of You gotta be talking about things. If it's good content, it's good content. It doesn't matter what market you're entering. If you're the best, you're the best. You're going to become the best of. You're going to become the top. It's just like YouTube. If you come in and making the best content possible, and you're actually entertaining as hell, you're gonna blow.
I just feel like it's a lot of like, you have to know your shit in your field before going on a podcast.
100%. You gotta become the best in your field.
Exactly. Like I'm not claiming I'm like the Mr. Know-it-all when it comes to like health and fitness and all this kind of stuff. But I know you'd obviously say different when it comes to forex and crypto. So obviously, but like we both know our shit, and I feel like a lot of people just get behind the mic. The standard is very high for us, and I feel like that is why you guys are gonna benefit the most, is because we actually know our shit. Like. Yeah. And it's first hand as well, but I feel like too many people these days, they jump on podcasts and they just talk about like bullshit.
Yeah,
like they just talk about shit.
They're talking. They're not talking about anything they got experience in. Like, I'm gonna be real. Mine and Harvey's, like the things that we're gonna talk about, bro, is basically experience-based knowledge, in the field knowledge. Anything you talk about is experience of health and fitness and nutrition of a footballer, from your physique, your testing, like even with your sleep, like trying out different patterns and stuff.
And the beautiful thing about this as well is because we're actually doing it on a daily basis, we're going to be making mistakes.
Exactly.
We're going to be going through trials and tribulations, and the reason for this podcast is to make sure that you guys don't make the same mistakes. Like, that is literally what it's for. I put it in, what did I put in the title on the description when we signed up to Spotify? I think it was something.
All different walks of life helping you become better.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's like a podcast where people from all walks of life can engage and level up in every department in life. Yeah. I think that generally is what it is, because that is what it is. We talk about everything that you need to know in order to level up in life, whether that just be
from understanding
of the market. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's so many different things that we can talk about and that we can go into depth. Because if I was to just jump on a podcast with some random guy who, not being disrespectful or anything, was quite unintelligent about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Quite limited in what they know.
Yeah.
It would be very hard to conversate with them.
The only thing that they can do to blow is become very, very, very entertaining. Really and truly. You have to be providing immense amount of value, or you have to be really funny.
Or you just got to be good at TikTok.
I'm talking about for a podcast.
Oh yeah.
Like, if you want to do a podcast and you want to do well, like get a lot of views.
Yeah.
You either have to be bringing value, or you gotta be funny to watch.
Yeah, the value is the biggest bit.
Yeah.
If you ain't bringing no value, just jump off.
That's it. That's what podcasts are mainly about. Podcasts, think about it, people just want to be listening to this kind of. They want to be listening to good stuff that's kind of entertaining in terms of like it's like keeping their brain stimulated, and obviously they're enjoying listening to it.
Yeah.
Those are the main things that our podcasts are for. Like, for example, what did you listen on the way here?
Joe Rogan.
Exactly. You listen to a podcast on the way here because you're stimulating your mind on the journey. That's what people want to do when they're getting ready in the morning, whatever. They just want to listen to something.
If I'm being really specific, it was actually to educate myself.
Exactly.
So, trust me, guys. Like, you will learn a lot from this podcast. Like, whether you even think you will or whether you think you won't. Like, it's inevitable, because we are making so many mistakes on a day-to-day basis, and we're learning all the time, and we're actually out here doing what we're saying we're doing.
That's it.
You're always going to be learning from us as well, and it's good to actually share our experiences as well, because it's live. Like, we're literally like showing it in front of all you guys, and it's going to be fun to see like the progression as well. Not just in us, but obviously we want to know how you guys are getting on as well, because this is what we're doing it for. Like, we could just sit here without a microphone and just chat, but like we want to do it to help as many people as possible.
Bro, like really and truly, even earlier when you came out, I was going to say something. I just thought I'd just wait, just leave it for the podcast, because I thought just whenever we've got big things to talk about, just talk about it on here. Just get it out.
But no, bro, can't lie. I'm getting really hungry now, and I feel like that was sick. But nah, bro.
Peace.
Guys, take care.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, we always forget to do that kind of stuff, innit?
That.
Alright, cool. Let's run through this quickly. So, we are now on Apple Music. Obviously, if you're listening to this on Spotify, you already know we're on Spotify. YouTube channel, obviously the Golden Dynasty. You've got Omar's Instagram tag, which will be in the description as well, which is at omarmia.mia. And then mine,
3 H's.
Go on, you might as well say it, because I just fucked it up again. Go on. What's your Instagram tag?
So my Instagram tag is omar.mia with 3 H's at the end, and then you got primal.marine.
Come on, guys.
Absolute beast. And then obviously you got the TGD forum, which is in the link of both of our bios, where you get updates on everything to do with the Golden Dynasty. Nothing really to do with the business, but to do with the brand. But other than that, I'll catch you guys later.
Just like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next time. Peace.